Good morning from AlphaCars. My name is Tom, coming to you from our Northampton location, and today we're going to be taking a look at this beautiful 2016 BMW 228i xDrive. Now this 2 Series is showing just over 48,000 original miles, and if you would like to see a high-resolution detailed photo set, please reference the listing at alphacars.com. There, of course, you will also find a free included Carfax report alongside a long list of technical data related to the vehicle's remaining tire and brake life, as well as individual readings from each panel using our paint depth gauge. But today I'll be taking you on a quick condition overview on both the interior and the exterior of this 2 Series, as well as showing you some of its more notable features. So we'll start here by looking at the exterior, and you can see the beautiful metallic gray paint has a really nice finish, and looking into direct sunlight you'll only see very minor imperfections in the paint, just the usual kind of light haze and very, very small swirl marks that you may expect on a vehicle with regular use. However, largely the exterior presents beautifully, and featuring the M Sport package, you will see these really nice M Performance side skirts on the lower portion of the vehicle there that provide a nice bit of black contrast that plays very nicely with all of the black trim surrounding the windows, whereas otherwise you may find that trim being chrome on certain other vehicles, but I think the black works perfectly here. Now we'll also take a look at the wheels here. We have these beautiful split 5-spoke 18-inch wheels with a beautiful finish. They're in very, very nice condition, looking just about brand new to my eye. You can see a very nice silver metallic paint on those wheels and absolutely zero curb rash to note. Same goes for the rear here. These wheels look great, and these are M Performance wheels, as you can see with the small badge there just above the BMW emblem. Now, as usual, I'll take you really close to the panel so as to look for any dings or dents in the bodywork. And as you'll notice, as I make my way past the driver's door, absolutely nothing to note. Same goes for the quarter panel. And the only thing I can note really is on the rear portion of the bumper here, you will see a small scratch in the paint there and one just below it. Pretty tricky to notice, though largely it's in very, very nice condition, only regular wear and tear marks that you may expect. So here at the front of the vehicle, on the front fascia, one of my favorite parts about the M Sport, I'll say my second favorite part of the M Sport package, is this front bumper. We'll get to my favorite portion once we make our way to the interior. However, I think this bumper provides a really aggressive and sporty look to the vehicle, certainly a lot more than the traditional 2 Series bumper. And I really like these aggressive chin splitters down here on each side, and you'll notice they're free of any damage. They look very nice and give it that aggressive styling. In the center portion, on the lower bit of the bumper, you will see a little imperfection. You'll see the paint hazes a little bit and has a bit of a different profile, but really doesn't affect the outward appearance a whole lot. I think it's just a small thing that we would like to make you aware of. Now, looking at the headlight condition, absolutely crystal clear, no discoloration, oxidation, or scratching in those lenses, and that little eyelid on the top of the lens that provides a little bit of silver up here in the front where it's largely black and gray finish. You also have the traditional BMW kidney grills finished in gloss black. They look fantastic, not showing any wear. And of course, the famous BMW roundel there at the front. Now, taking a look here at the passenger side, again, we'll start with the front wheel. Absolutely stunning condition, just as all of the other wheels are. And the tires are worn very nicely. They go down the road smoothly and quietly. Now, taking a look at the condition of the bodywork as we make our way to the rear wheel. Again, no dings or dents or scratches to note here, besides a small ding there on the kind of liner of the bodywork just above the rear wheel. Make your way to the rear bumper, it looks very nice. Lastly, we'll take a look at the rear wheel here, and again, just perfect condition, looks absolutely stunning. All of that black trim surrounding the windows looks just as nice as it does on the driver's side. And next up, we'll take a quick look here at the rear of the vehicle. Now, of course, you do have the xDrive badge there, which describes the all-wheel drive package fitted to this vehicle. Of course, very convenient for year-round enjoyment and excitement on a vehicle like this. 228i, of course, being the model of this particular 2 Series. BMW roundel, very nice condition here in the back. Same goes for both of the taillights. And fitting with that aggressive styling up front, you do have a nice, small, subtle little trunk spoiler here, but it adds just enough to the trunk to give it a little bit more of a sporty look as opposed to just a flat trunk that you may see on other models. Finally, looking at the lower portion of the bumper, you do have this nice contrasted gray diffuser panel. It's a little bit darker than the rest of the paint. and those dual exhaust tips just there. But next up, we'll make our way into the interior, where you will see, first and foremost, my absolute favorite option on the BMW M Sport package is this beautiful steering wheel, but we'll cover that in just a moment. Taking a look at the seating arrangement, you'll find the seats to be in very nice condition. Those outer bolsters being somewhat aggressive and fully adjustable using this panel just here. You would expect to see a lot of wear here on the outer bolsters. That's what you're always sliding over, getting in and out of the vehicle. But these have withheld very nicely. And as you can see, just stunning condition all the way throughout the seat. Even on the seat bottoms, those bolsters look great. Same goes for the passenger seat. Fantastic condition, and the leather feels great to the touch. As we make our way inside, we pass these M Sport door sills just there, which add a nice touch. And I'll just lightly adjust my seat here. Closing the door, you can see the Harman Kardon tweeter speakers just there. So you do have the premium sound system, which of course adds a lot to the driving experience. And just as I make my way inside, I'm going to start it up. Key is in my pocket. One touch on the button fires it up with absolutely no hesitation. No strange warning lights to note, just that seatbelt warning as you might expect. And then the chime recedes and it's running beautifully. So as I mentioned before, this steering wheel, let me back the camera out just a little bit. This steering wheel is absolutely fantastic. I think it's almost a necessity to me on modern BMW models. It provides such a nice feel in the hand with this extra thick leather wrap here and these aggressive bolsters. Feels great in the hand, looks fantastic, adds so much to the interior. And of course you do have that M Sport badging there on the lower portion with these nice bits of silver contrast. Of course it is also standard with these gear selector paddles on either side. Just a fantastic feature. And it makes the M Sport package massively appealing to myself as a real car enthusiast. I absolutely think this is one of the best wheels on the market. Noticing all of the controls on the wheel are in perfect condition and work exactly as intended. But that's enough on the steering wheel. We'll make our way around the rest of the interior. You can see the dashboard looks excellent. Absolutely no cracking or discoloration or damage of any kind. Infotainment system working exactly as it should. If you see any flickering, that's only due to the camera. You can see I do also have the navigation fitted to this vehicle. Looks fantastic and functions very quickly. It's very responsive, this whole system. BMW's iDrive infotainment has gotten so good over the years, and it's all utilized via this controller here in the center console, which is in great condition. Looking a bit more across the dash, you do have this really nice silver trim that carries from the door pulls onto the passenger side of the dash. A small touch of it here on the driver's side and then back to the door pull. Now on all different pieces of this silver trim, even throughout the center console, it's in perfect condition. Absolutely no scratches or issues with the finish. It looks great. Just below the climate vents, you'll start to see a little bit of that piano black trim throughout the climate controls and the media controls. That's also free of any scratching or damage. Looks excellent and adds a bit more contrast to this interior. Gives it a really high quality look in my opinion. You'll notice all of these controls look and function perfect just as they would out of the factory. None of the text is worn off the buttons. There's no gummy buttons. Nothing sticks. Absolutely perfect. Here just on my left you do have the headlight controls. Same goes for them. All of those switches look great. Climate controls, climate vents all unbroken. All of the vents adjust perfectly. And make your way down into the center console just a bit. You do have an ashtray / storage if you choose, which looks perfect. Just below them, you do have dual cup holders, very clean, with a power outlet / cigarette lighter if you so choose. Taking a look here at the center console, you do have your gear selector control, very intuitive design. It's become very familiar to me over the years as I've driven a lot of these vehicles, and it's one of my favorites. It's almost muscle memory operating this now, even though it at first was a slightly odd arrangement. It really makes so much sense as you get used to it. Here on the left of that, you do have your drive mode selection and your traction control. All of these switches function perfectly fine. As you'll see as I adjust the drive modes, you do have the infotainment reminding you which mode you're in, and if you select that small gauge there, you do have the sport displays, which will show you live power outputs, which is a cool feature to have, and those little tick marks stay at your maximum power output, so that's pretty interesting as well. You do have a nice center console armrest with some nice storage in there, as well as a mechanical e-brake. If you're anything like me, you much prefer to have this mechanical e-brake as opposed to the little parking switch either here or here. this is a very nice feature to have, and I absolutely love that BMW is holding to that. Door panels look fantastic on both sides with some nice leather stitching, and the window controls both look perfect. Lastly, just above my head, you do have a nice sunroof just here, power operated and functions without a hitch. Automatically opens with one touch and automatically closes with one just the same. Functions perfectly and also has a feature to pop up and just vent a little bit of that nice fresh air into the interior. And of course, you can always block that off with a nice sunshade that is in perfect shape, no stains or issues in that headliner whatsoever. So lastly, I'm going to make my way up underneath the hood and we can take a look at the powertrain for this 228. So one of my favorite things about these BMWs in modern times is that rather than having the hood latch on the interior where you pull it and then you maybe have to search around for that latch underneath the hood and try to fiddle with it until you can get it open, on these latches you pull it once to start opening the hood and one more time to ensure that you really do want the hood open, and then all you do is walk up anywhere you like, pick it right up, and it opens nice and easily. I think that was just a great intuitive design by BMW. But anyway, now we're here under the hood, we can take a look at just how clean it is. You will notice that the plastics all around the engine bay are super clean. All of the intricate connections look great as well. You won't find any corrosion anywhere in this engine bay. It looks fantastic. All of the hardware up here near the hood latch, where you may expect to see any corrosion if there is any, looks excellent. You can hear it idling very happily here. Even looking a bit further down into the engine bay, very, very clean. All the reservoirs look nice as well. This is a really punchy little motor. This 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder provides a load of torque down low, and when paired with that ZF 8-speed transmission, it can really just power through every gear. The gears are rather short, so you have power everywhere you need it, and I think it really is just the perfect powertrain on a vehicle of this size. It's a very lightweight motor as well, so that front end is darty, and the way this vehicle changes direction going into corners is just so thrilling. Very, very exciting car to drive. Do not let the cylinder count fool you. This is a proper little sports car. Now, taking a look here at the rear seating arrangement, of course, those headrests can deploy upwards if you need a little bit more padding, but the rear seating is in great shape, and you have a small storage cubby just in between you just there, but the seating material is all in great shape, and you do have a couple of climate vents just there ahead of you, which does offer temperature adjustment as well as some fan speed adjustment. So that is a nice feature to have as well. And finally, we will make our way to the trunk. Opens up nice and easily, and here you will find the original carpeting, all in very nice condition, all free of any staining. Looks very nice. And all of the carpeting in the trunk itself looks great as well. Now, you also have these seat latches just here, which can drop down the second row of seating and provide a little bit more cargo capacity here at the back of the BMW. You also have some power outlets here in the back available, as well as some netted off storage there in the side. Well, I'm happy to show you this 228i M Sport today, and if you have any further questions regarding this vehicle, please reference the listing at AlphaCars.com. And there you will find all of the relevant contact information. Thank you so much for your time, and have a wonderful rest of your day, and we hope to hear from you soon. Thank you from AlphaCars.